Okay, so you have finally seen the light. You now finally have come to religion on the fact that your business needs a website. You fully realize that if your business does not have a website, then the average person does not consider you a real business, because only real businesses have websites. You know, rinky-dink little businesses that are just run out of people's basements don't have websites. I mean, if you're a real business, you need a website. So you have come to this realization. But in coming to this realization, you've come up with a problem. As far as you can tell, in order to create a website, you either need to learn this really complicated, just draconian software called Dreamweaver and spend a lot of money to buy it, or you need to learn HTML programming, and it's going to take you hours and days just to learn how to create a little page. Or you're going to have to pay some little snot-nosed 25-year-old $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, or $10,000 just to create a little website to tell your clients about you, your products and services, and where to find you. None of these options seem like a good idea. You don't want to spend a lot of time and energy to create a website, and you sure as hell don't want to spend a lot of money for something that it doesn't seem like it should cost that much. Well, I have the solution for you. In today's class, we are going to teach you how to create a website using Microsoft Word. Yes, that's right. The Microsoft Word that is already on your computer can be used to create a fully functional website. Now, it's not going to be like Amazon.com. You're not going to have lots and lots of stuff going on. But if you need a basic website, again, to tell your customers about yourself, about your qualifications, about your services, how to contact you, etc., Word actually does a very good job to do that. So again, this class is creating a website using Microsoft Word. I'm Eli the Computer Guy, and if you give me a couple of minutes, we'll come back and show you how it's done. So creating a website using Microsoft Word really is about as simple as you can get for getting a website onto the internet. You do need to know a few things, and if you don't know those few things, then even something as simple as using Microsoft Word still won't help you a lot. You do need to know how to actually get web hosting. You need to go and get your domain name, and you need to get your hosting from either 1&1 or GoDaddy or some other provider. You need to understand how to do FTP. FTP is File Transfer Protocol. This allows you to actually upload files to your web server. So we just had a whole class on FTP. It's like a 20 or 30 minute class. So if you don't understand how to get files up to a web server, please take that class because, well, you need to take it. So today's website, we're going to be using etcgpro.com as an example. It's a domain name that I have. So www.etcgpro.com. This is the website that we are going to create. And it is so easy to create a website in Word that literally in less than 15 minutes we will go from having absolutely nothing to, well, a dorky little website up and actually being on the internet. So I'm not saying in 15 minutes we'll be working our way through having a website on the internet. I'm saying that in 15 minutes we will actually have a website on the internet, if you understand FTP, basically. Now, the first thing that we have to remember, I've gone over this in many of these web classes, is remember the home page, so the page that you land on, that you go to. So when you go to www.etcgpro.com, the first page you go to has to be named one of 4 specific names. It has to be named one of these. Doesn't matter which one of these it has to be named, but it has to be named one of these. It has to be named either index.html, index.html, or index.html, so index.html or index.html, default.html, or default.html. So when you create your home page, You can name your other pages on your website almost anything that you want, but the home page, the first page that you come to, has to be named either index.htm, index.html, default.htm, or default.html. If it is named anything else, your website will not work. I don't care what the excuses are. You're like, it doesn't matter. It will not. Your website will not function if the home page, the first page you put up, is not named one of these things. Then on our website, this little practice website that we're going to be doing, we'll have the home page, which will be named actually index.htm. We will have an about page that we will call about.htm. About. And then we will have a contact page, which will be contact.htm. So we will have the home page, index, about, and contact. Now remember, the .htm, this is called a suffix. This is what tells your web browser what type of document it's looking at. So if it said .doc, this would be a Word document. If it said .txt, it would be a text document. If it said .jpg, it means it would be a picture. So the suffix for web pages always has to be .htm or .html. It just has to be. So just remember that the suffix always has to be .htm or .html. The last thing before we go into the demonstration of how to create your website in Word is, as we've talked about in other classes, when you get shared hosting, when you go to GoDaddy or one-on-one hosting, and you pay your $5 or $10 a month, you will get the option of either using Windows hosting or Linux hosting. For the most part, this doesn't matter, except for one very important thing, and this is when you are creating links to other pages in your website. So when I create a link from index to about, and from about to contact, what matters is that Windows does not care about capitalization. So contact.htm with an uppercase C is the same as contact.htm with a lowercase c is the same as contact.uppercase htm. In Windows, for a Windows web server, capitalization does not matter at all. This is the same file as this, is the same file as this. So when you are creating your hyperlinks, when you are creating your links from index to about to contact, it doesn't matter about the capitalization. In Linux, capitalization matters. Linux sees these three names as different files. So if you name your contact page and it's all lowercase, and that's how you've named it and you've uploaded it to the server, but then you try to link to it using an uppercase C, O-N-T-A-C-T, that won't work. It will fail out. Just keep this in mind. I would advise you when you are naming the web pages that you're putting up there, index, about, contact. If you are new at this, I would say make everything lowercase, and then when you create links to your different pages, always make sure the link, everything is lowercase. If you do this, everything will be fine. The final thing is just remember, when you're creating the names of your pages, like contact.htm, don't put any spaces in the name. So if you don't do contact space us.htm, although you are able to do it when you're creating a document, it will cause all kinds of weird problems when you actually put that document on the internet. So always don't put any spaces in the names of your web pages. If you've got all this information in your head, we'll go over to my computer, and I'll show you how to create a web page using Word. So here we are starting with a completely blank screen, and now we are going to create a web page using Microsoft Word.
So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to create a folder to store all of the documents that are created when Word creates your web page. So we just right click, we do new, we do folder, and then we give it a name of website. And then we open up, open up the website folder. So now this is the empty folder. We now open up Word. And this will be our home page. So this will be the index page. So creating a web page in Word is basically just like creating a normal text document with Word, except you save it as a web page in the end. So we'll do, let's say, ETCG Pro, your place for computer advice. So this will be the title, the top part that the people will see on your web page. Underneath this, we can insert a picture. So we do pictures, sample pictures. I don't know if I have any. We'll put a tulip in. Oops. So we can put tulips in. I don't know, people ETCG may want to see tulips for some reason. And then we can center the tulips. And so we'll say your place for computer device and cool tulips. So underneath this, we can just type like normal. We can say, thank you for coming to our site. So this is how you edit a web page in Word. Now all we have to do is we go up to the little circle button. I'm using Word 2007. If you are using an earlier edition of Word, you can go up to File, and then you can say Save for Web, and that will save an HTML file. In Word 2007, you have to go to Save As. You go down to Other Formats. Now here, we will then select from the Save As type, and we will say Web Page. You also have the option for Web Page Filtered. You do not want to do that. You also have the option for Single File Web Page. You also don't want to do that. That will cause you problems. You want to do just Web Page. And then remember, the file name has to be index. So we'll just call it index. And then we just save it in the right place. So we go to our website folder, and now we will save the index file into the website folder. And we just click Save. Now, if we go back to our website folder, we see that we now have this index.html web page here. If we double click on this, we can see this is an actual Mozilla Firefox web page. And to prove that to you, we will open up FileZilla, which is the FTP way of transferring files up to the internet. So we are now connected to ETCG, and we will delete this other stuff that's up here. We will then upload all the files to the folder. So when you create a web page using Word, when you save it as a web page, Word does not simply create one file. It creates multiple files. So you have to upload both index.html and the index files in order for the website to work properly, and you hit upload. Now we go to Chrome, and we can go to www.etcgpro.com. And look, we have a website. So I mean, I know you're looking at this and you're going, that's a horrible website, Eli. But look at that. I was literally able to put a website on the internet using Word and are we at 3 minutes yet? 4 minutes? In less than 4 minutes. So without any planning, without anything, I really created a website that's up that quick. Literally, if you were on the internet right now with me, you could go to etcgpro.com and you would see this website. This website is now actually live on the internet. It's literally that easy to create a website. Now, so this is a single page website. So if you wanted to make a website with a single page, this is how you would do it. You would put whatever pictures you'd want. You can put all of your information on a single page. Now most people like to have websites with multiple pages, and that's why we were going to do the about, the home, about, and the contact pages for this website. So we'll go back to our website, our Word document. Okay, so we're at our Word document. The easiest thing to do, since you're still new, is you create your links at the very top of the page. So like if you go to a lot of web pages, you'll see the home and the about and the contact all at the top of the page. And now we enter in the links to the other pages that we want at the top. So we would have home, let's do a tab, we would have about, tab, and then we'd have contact. So home, about, and contact. Now, in order to create a link, we select the word that we want to be what's called the hyperlink. We then right-click on it, and we go to hyperlink. We then say that we want this home link right here to go to index.htm. And we hit OK. And now this is a hyperlink. We go to about, and again we go down to hyperlink. Now since the about page hasn't been created yet, down here at the address part, we can just type in what we will call the about page. So we will call the about page about.htm. And then we hit OK. Then we go to contact. We select it all, we right click, we go to hyperlink, and then down at the bottom we say contact.htm. So this now says the page that we will open when we click on that link. And now we'll just Now we will just save this. And now to make life easy, since we already have this navigation menu created up here, what we can do is we can go up to the little circle again. We can do save as, and then we can just create copies of this page. So right now it says file name index, so we can do the about.htm. And we can save. And then we can also save as contact. And save. So we have now created those three different pages. So right now we're on the contact page if you look up at the top. And so we'll just say on this contact page we'll give the people some information on contacting us. So we'll say thanks for being in our site. And then we can select on that, and then we can make the letters bigger, like we can say like 25. And then we say to contact us, call 444.444.5555. Ori. So this is now the contact page. Again, there's not I'm not taking a whole lot of time to make this, but you get the point. We then go up, we go to the little circle again, and then we just click on save since it's the contact page. will then, oops, open up the About page. So this is the About page. So on the About page, we put information about ourselves. Company that likes flowers and electricity. We hope you want to give us money. You know, isn't that really what business is all about? Give me money. And then we make this a little bigger, let's say. We can change the colors. I don't know, make it green or orange. You know, we can insert yet another picture. Let's say clip art this time. There we go. We'll just put a cow. I don't know why we have cow, but we put a cow. And then we just save. So now we have created the home page, which is the index.html. We have created an About page that tells people that our company likes flowers and electricities. We have a pretty cow and we want money from them. And then we have the contact page, how they should contact us. And we have saved all of these files. Remember, go to save as webpage .html or .html. Do not save it as webpage filtered or single file webpage. And since all of those files are now saved and created, we can go back to our little FTP client. You go to website. And now notice within this folder that we created, there are now a lot of files. There's both there's the about.html, the contact.html, the index.html, but there's also about files, contact files, index files. You have to upload all of these files to your web server for the website to work properly. As we talked about in the Introduction to HTML Programming class, remember that HTML documents are not documents like Word files are documents. When you add a picture to a Word file, that picture actually becomes part of the Word document. With HTML files, you actually just have pointers. So the picture is never actually inside the HTML document. It's always outside. You just kind of point to it. So now all the files are uploaded. We then reopen Chrome again. So you see we're at Google. We will go to www.etcgpro.com. And now look, we now have the navigation menu at the top. So if we click on Home, well, we stay where we're at. If we go to About, we now see, hey, this is a company that likes flowers and electricity, and they want money, and they have a pretty cow too. I want to buy something from them because they have a pretty cow. And then you can click on Contact, and you go, oh, okay, so to contact these people, I call 44444, etc. So that is how easy it is to create a website using Word. Like I say, I think this is less than 10 minutes right now, and this website is online. I hope you believe that. Right here, this www.etcgpro.com. I have gone from nothing to this website being online for the entire world to see. Not really sure if I want the world to see this website in particular, but it is up online. So just to go over it again, you create the web document or the web page just like you would create any other document using Word. The main thing is when you go to save it, if you're using Word 2007, you do save as, and then you save it as a .html web page. If you are using an earlier version of Word, they actually have a button that says save as a web page, and you would click on that. And that's all you do. In order to create the links, so to create the navigation menu, like I showed you, you just highlight the word that you want to be the hyperlink. You right-click on it, and then you would do create hyperlink. So if we wanted a device to be a hyperlink, you just right-click on it and you do hyperlink. Now in the address bar, you either put index.html or contact, one of the pages that you want to go to in your site, Or you can put in an entirely different website. So you put in HTTP, make sure you put in the HTTP, and then let's say CNN.com, www.cnn.com. So that's how you would put in a link to an entirely new web page. So you either put in the name of the page that's local, or HTTP in the entire web page that you want to link to. And that's it. You can literally create a website and have it online in about 10 minutes.
So that's all there is to creating a web page using Word. I showed you a very quick example. You know, there wasn't a lot of thought put into it. I kind of just created it as I went. So don't think too little of using Word as a way to create web pages. Word is a very, very powerful word processing piece of software. You can actually make very, very, very nice pages with Word if you understand what's going on. You can put in text boxes, you can put in pictures, you can put in charts and tables and all kinds of fancy stuff. And all of that will work fine when you turn it into a web page. So just because I showed you just a very, very cheap, cheesy website, don't think that's the only thing that you can create with Word. I mean, frankly, you could create a website that you could get paid for using Word if you spent the time and energy to make it look really nice. So Word really is a credible and useful way to create websites. Now again, make sure that when you go to upload your files, remember the home page always has to be called index.html or index.html or default.html or default.html. It always has to be named one of those things. Also, make sure when you save your pages as web pages that you save them as the full HTML web page. Don't do the single file or the filtered web page. It just causes some weird problems. And that's really all there is to it. I know it may seem like a little confusing right now, but just sit down, take an hour, take 2 hours, and play with it and see how it works. Realistically, after this class, you know, within 2 hours, you really can build a website and upload it. Something that will look nice, that your clients will appreciate. The only thing that may be complicated is that linking that I showed you, creating hyperlinks. Again, that's simply practice. You just highlight the word or the sentence that you want to become a hyperlink. You right click, you say create hyperlink, and then you just tell Word where you want that hyperlink to go to. Do you want it to go to a different page in your website, so the about page or the contact page, or do you want it to go to an entirely different website altogether, cnn.com or weather.com, etc. Again, it's all pretty easy. You know, many times at the end of these classes, I'm all worried because I'm concerned that you're going to be really confused about what I'm talking about. I really hope this was an easy class. I hope you're not confused. Well, I'm Eli the Computer Guy, and this was how to create a website using Microsoft Word, and I look forward to seeing you at the next class.